This question's about how the atmosphere's changed from the early atmosphere to the present one. So it's given us some tables with some percentages of the amount of gas given out by a volcano, which is what formed the early atmosphere, and the amount present in today's atmosphere. So it says it's believed the Earth's original atmosphere was produced from volcanoes. The following table will show the gases given out by a volcano and the gases present in today's atmosphere. Use the information in the table and your own knowledge to describe and explain the changes that have happened in the atmosphere. So I need to describe, so that's what's happened. So is it increased or decreased? And then explain is just say why. So if I look at these tables, so if I look at water vapor, so water vapor starts off as 79% and it goes down to 0.9%. So that's gone down. And the reason that's gone down is that the temperature's decreased and therefore the vapor condenses. And that's what's formed our oceans. Okay, if we look at the carbon dioxide, so we've got 12% given out by a volcano and we've only got 0.04% in today's atmosphere. So that's gone down. And the reason that's gone down, so there's multiple reasons for carbon dioxide. First of all, when the oceans formed, it dissolved. So it dissolves in the oceans that formed when the temperature cooled. It's also the major one is photosynthesis. So photosynthesis of algae has turned that carbon dioxide into oxygen. So we can put this here, that's gone up because of photosynthesis. And the other one is that it can form sedimentary rocks. So the carbon dioxide, which is dissolved in the ocean, is taken up by some of the sea creatures to form their shells. And when they die, they fall to the bottom, and that gets transformed into sedimentary rocks. Right, our sulfur dioxide has gone down, and our nitrogen has gone up. Now we need to talk about these because they've changed, but it's not in the exam spec to know why they've changed, so we don't need to worry about how they've changed. So that's our annotation of the question. So now remember, we need to write in full sentences and make sure our spelling and grammar is correct, because there's marks in the mark scheme, or rather you can be penalised if your writing hampers your communication of your science. So we need to describe and explain for each of them. So I've said for sulfur dioxide and nitrogen, we just need to describe. When we're describing it, we should use the data in the table. So we need to make sure we use that. So the sulfur dioxide has gone from 6.5 to less than 0.9. And the nitrogen's gone from 1.5 to 78. So I'm going to write that now. So the amount of nitrogen in the atmosphere has increased from 1.5% to 78%. And then the amount of sulfur dioxide has decreased from 6.5% to, so it's not in this table here, so it's got to be included in that other, so to below 0.9%. Right, so on to the rest that we need to describe and explain. So let's start with the water vapor. So in a volcano, 79% of the gas is given out. Right, of the gas given out is water vapor. In the present atmosphere, this has decreased to less than 0.9%. And in actual fact, most of this is argon. So actually it's a lot less than 0.9%. Right, let's move that up slightly. Right, so that's our description. Now we need to explain. So this is because the temperature of the Earth cooled. This led to the water vapor condensing and turning into liquid water. Right, so that's the water vapor done. So I can tick that, so I know I've done it, and I've done the nitrogen, and I've done the sulfur dioxide. Right, so we need to do the carbon dioxide next. So remember, we need to include the figures. So the amount of carbon dioxide in the gases given out by a volcano is 12%. In the current atmosphere, it is only 0.04%. So it has decreased a lot. And then we need to explain why. So this is because some of it has dissolved in the oceans. Some has been turned into sedimentary rock. And the rest has been used up by photosynthesis. And then we can link this photosynthesis to the oxygen as well. So this photosynthesis, and we should say what by, so it's by algae initially. So by algae initially, and then plants. Also produces oxygen. This explains why the oxygen, so the oxygen is now 21%. It must have been included as others. So it explains why the oxygen has gone up from less than 1% to 21%. Okay, so we've done the nitrogen, we've done the oxygen, we've done carbon dioxide, we've done the water vapor. Okay, so that's all the points addressed. So that's your final exam question. Thank you for listening. See you next time.